Hi everyone, I'm Steve Wiss, otherwise known as Meatman Soccer, and welcome to my latest FM21 Journeyman video. We're coming to the end of our time here in the Egyptian League with Makkasa. I said I'd come back maybe for one last season review, and I couldn't resist it because we finished quite well. We won the last 4 games to end on 49 points and in 9th position. So we made progress on last year. Remember at the start of the season, I set myself a target of 50 points. And basically wanted to improve from 10th up to 9th or 8th. We were hoping that maybe we could sneak something like 8th. Now what's actually happened this year is that the team Etihad, who we only finished 1 point behind last year, have made massive strides. They've improved by 23 points. I don't think we could have predicted that. So it's kind of a shame in some respects. But we managed to inch ourselves above Haras El Hadoud here. It helped that we beat them, second last game of the season. The league actually, the final round, unbelievable drama. Vadi Degla came into the match just needing a win to win the league. They succumbed to a very late equaliser against NP, 84th minute. Looked like they got FM'd a bit to deny them the title. Al Ali, if they had won against El Guna, who were nothing much, they're sort of 12th place side, again, looked like they dominated the game, but no goal. If they had won, they would have won the league. Zamalek have sneaked in to take everything, and Zamalek also won the Egyptian Cup against Vadi Degla. I really feel bad for this team, Vadi Degla. They've never won the Egyptian League before, I don't think. So I just feel gutted for them, you know. I really do. Poor things. It was going so well for them this season, but they've lost this cup final, and then that draw. And the other draw there against Kassan has cost them the league. Damn, Zamalek are one of the big boys in this country, so in a way it's a shame to see them win it. But hey, I mean, I would love to go like Vadi Degla or somewhere now and win the league here. Yeah, we finished with a positive goal difference, 49 points, which is 10 points better than last year. I remember our targets for the season was 50 points. We were hoping to improve against our record against the teams that we classed as in the top half. We got 4 points against them last year. This year we doubled it to 8. We beat Haras El Hadoud, we including them in these top 9 because that's where they were last year. So 8 points against them teams. It's much better than last year. Obviously, double what we got last year. However, it's probably still not enough. We picked up 41 of our points out of a possible 48 against teams 11th and below. So it's a pretty damn good record. We only dropped points in 3 out of those 16 fixed. 13 wins against all these sides below here. We were pretty impeccable actually. We really were against those sort of teams, and it kind of sums up where we are. I think this season we were very competitive against MP. We were very competitive against Al Masri. And we were competitive against Etihad, so we definitely made some strides in this particular campaign. Obviously, we had the Egyptian Cup quarter-final victory against Al Ahly as well, and I felt at times we were closer to these top 5 in terms of performance. Sometimes the results weren't bad, but we didn't take as much of a battering this year, and I felt we were more in the games using this tactic here. We were more in the games. However, this is the tactic here, and this one, those two were the ones that we got most of our points against. As you can see, nice little sort of partnerships developing here. Those were the formations we got our points against the teams in the bottom half. Had we used them against the teams at the top, which we only really used when we started to fall behind in those games, who knows how we'd have got on. Maybe we would have got some wins. I don't think. I just don't believe. Like, remember the semi-final when we opened up? I just think we would have got torn to shreds against some of these sides. I think that kind of sums up the level this club's at. And if I was doing a long-term save here, then it'd be about trying to make gradual progress each year. Like, we improved 10 points this year. Next year, I think we've got to try and improve. We'd try and improve another 5 or 10 to try and get towards the 60-point mark. The problem is, like I said, we were near enough faultless against the sides, you know, in the bottom half. We'd have to repeat all that again. You know, 41 out of 48 points is a pretty damn good record. You can't guarantee that again, really. You know, you just can't. So we would have to find ways to pick up more points against these top 7 or 8, and that really is victories is what's needed. We still haven't beaten any of these top 8 in the league, so we need to. That is something we need to work on for next season, and that would just the only way around that is to get more quality in, and maybe tweak a few things tactically. So yeah, if I was to stay on, I think the target would be. I don't think you could maybe say, oh, we want another 10 more points next season. You'd probably have to be like 5 or 6 more, because like I say, just to maintain 41 out of 48 points against the bottom half would be pretty damn impressive. Anyway, let's just have a look at a few team detail stats. I'm not going to go all the way through them, but I was quite pleased that our expected goals for, we were 7th best in the league for expected goals for, with 37.26, and we scored 47, so we scored 10 more than we should have. In terms of expected goals against, we were 11th best here. Sorry, not 11th best. We were again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 8th best, 32.12. Unfortunately, we conceded 45. That's 13 more goals than we should have. And I think if we had managed to keep that down to where the expected goals against level was, then we may be, celebrating a few more points. Let's just say that. I think it comes down to some of the excellent goals scored against us from the top 6 or 7. There wasn't too much else that really stood out in terms of stats. We were pretty much middle of the road, or sort of top 10-ish for most of the stats that matter. And I think it kind of sums up where we are in the league. I think it's a fair league position. We mixed it with the likes of MP, and maybe we could have sneaked 8th on another year, but we were never going to get us up to 7th or 6th here. We were, that's too many points to make up. I'm just pleased that we managed to achieve our targets in the end, and I'm very proud that we managed to get this striker here, Mohamed Al Said, the golden boot. 25 goals. I mean, that's pretty damn sensational, really. Remember, we brought him last season. He wasn't the main starter last year. He scored 1 goal. So to go from that goal, 1 goal, to 25, just shows you promoting someone from within your own club. Sometimes it can make a big difference. He really lived up to. He loved being the main man, didn't he? 25 goals, 5 clear of the next, and there's some really good attacking talents in these teams. So fair play to El Sayed. And we also had Mohamed Hanafi, who's our best player, really. He averaged 7.24, 12 assists, which is the 2nd best in the league behind this Gomar guy, who's very good, one of the top rated averages in the league, Saleh Gomar. And this was the highest average rate, 7.64 for Abdallah Gomar from Badi Degler there. 17 goals, 11 assists, hell of a player. Let's just have a look then at the stats from my own team for this year, who actually performed well. And Hanafi, unsurprisingly, is the one. Him and Al Said led the line. 25 goals, 12 assists for Hanafi. And then El Awadi's had 2 really solid campaigns for us at the back. 7.01 last season, 6.9 this. I'm surprised he didn't. We had a better defence this year. I think it's probably because he scored more goals in the previous campaign. I don't know. That's weird. That's really weird. I feel like we've had a better defence this year. The goalkeeper's had a good year, Mohamed. Mahmoud Ahmad, I'm really pleased with him. Jardiel came in as a new signing, did okay. Latif was a good loan. We got him on loan. Where did we get him on loan from again? I think it was Zamalek, off the top of my head. Pyramid, sorry, he's done well. But in terms of the midfield, it was a little bit disappointing again. El Grous 6.78. Khalifa come in at 6.83. That's not bad as a D mid option. We better than last year. Radwan 6.77. It was better than last year. So there were positives. There were definitely some positives. I think what happened with these ratings, I'd be really interested to see. Be a big difference between the ratings in against the top 7 or 8 and then against the rest of the league. And I feel like a lot of these defenders got penalised in those matches against the top teams. But the goals, we did struggle for a source of other goals, I must be honest with you. Hanafi obviously chipped in with 6, but the rest of the team, we did not get anywhere near as many goals as we could have. In fact, it was Al Sayed or nothing, really. That's a little bit disappointing, actually. I mean, you look at this formation that we've got. I mean, this is the primary one we used. Radwan, we never got the most out of this guy. I don't know why. In the 2 years, is it lack of physicals? I mean, for his age, he is slow. I just wonder if that is a problem in this game of FM, that you need a bit of pace about you in these positions. But we've tried him in roles that should suit him. He's a good technical player. He's a good mentals. You know, he definitely improved this season in terms of average rating. No doubt about it. He improved, but there was not enough goals, not enough assists. Definitely someone we need to get more out of. And to be fair, a lot of the time in midfield, I mean, Jardiel coming in here, I think he scored 1 goal. You can't really expect your D mids and DLPs to come up with goals. A little bit disappointed, perhaps, that the rest of the team didn't chip in. When we use these wide players, you'd expect the inside forward and the winger to maybe pop up with a goal. So yeah, good job. Al Sayed was scoring goals. The defenders kind of chipped in with, 3 goals for Al Latif with 2. But for the most part, we needed probably a bit more from some of our other playmakers going forward there. But yeah, that's going to be it. That's it. This is the final. We actually finished the season really well if you look at these fixtures. I felt like we're just starting to get something going here. I think if I was to stay on at the job... Oh, by the way, the club vision, we totally failed to repair the club's financial damage. That just a message that came up last week. But we've managed to maintain the B rating because we've done so well in the competitions. Financially, the board actually made a few investments throughout the whole season. Projection is not very good. There's just simply no money in Egypt. We've made a loss most of the year. We'll be projected to lose 600k. The only way around that is to get into continental competitions, I think, at this club, or really strip down the wage budget or sell players. So it's a financial disaster, really, the Egyptian league, if you're not one of the big clubs. I still think they were very generous letting me have this wage budget, but I think the main reason they let me have it because the investments from the clubs, looking at investments now throughout the whole season, yeah, they invested £600,000 into the club, so I guess that's why they let me have the wage budget in the way it did. Anyway, I say our time's up at this club. We are going to resign. We've done this already. It's going to be very soon, and we're going to look out for some jobs. I mean, do we want to immediately move into a job? I might holiday for a month. I tend to do that quite a lot. Let's just see what jobs are out there whilst we're making this video. Mexican job, Newell's Old Boys would be a good one. I don't think it'd be interesting to see what sort of club rep we can maybe get ourselves into now. Nothing really stands out at this point in time as something I would apply for, to be honest. Maybe this one, a couple in Colombia or Chile, I'd have a nibble at. But apart from that, I think maybe holiday for a month. Our actual reputation now is 35%, I do believe. It's 5% up more than when we tried to apply for some jobs last summer. We do now speak fluent Arabic, which might help us in potentially somewhere, I don't know. We've got the Continental B license, which might give us a boost as well. But yeah, it's been a good 2 years here in Egypt. I'm pleased about the progress we've made. It's going to be a good buy. Do you know what? I would quite, if a decent job came up for one of these top 6 or 7 or top 5, let's say, I'd be all over it. I would love to win this league one day with one of these clubs. But you've got to be at one of these big boys to have a chance of doing it. So just before we go, some look at the salary per annum will show you. You've got to be in here in the top 5 because they've got the resources to do it, and the sort of the youth players as well. Anyway, that is going to be it for this particular video. Next time, the next video will be at the start of a new club, wherever I end up. I don't know where the hell it's going to be. It could be anywhere in the world. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you've enjoyed my 2 years I've had in Egypt here, and kind of showing how you can develop maybe tactics and stuff, and just get to know the Egyptian league. But yeah, next time I don't know where we're going to be. It's going to be exciting. The job hunt will be starting. So thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you've not already, and give me a follow on the socials as well if you've not done that. And remember to watch me on Twitch, Meatman Soccer. I've got a good Albion Rovers save going on at the minute. So anyway, take care, Stay safe, and I'll see you around next time. Goodbye.